Hello everyone, and I appreciate you watching. So if you clicked on this help video, that means you're a little confused about what to do here. So let's look at my scenario and you'll do something similar on your homework problem. So we want to find the accumulated value of an investment of $1,700 for 18 years at an interest rate of 1.72% if we're going to compound it at the following intervals, starting off with semi-annually. So first of all, since we're going to put it into account that's going to earn interest on a compounded basis, first of all, the formula we're going to use here is this one here in the bottom, okay? Now the value of P is going to be the 1700. The value of R is 1.72%. So out of 100, that gives me the decimal value of 0.0172. And then let me move this up so I can have some space underneath. And lastly, the value of T, which is going to be the years, the T is going to be 18 years, okay? So on each one of them, we're going to have a different value for N. Semi-annually means that the value of N is going to be the number 2. So since I'm going to use the same numbers for A, R, and T, and just change the value of N, I'm going to write the formula, this formula in decimals and just create sliders to do that. So I'm going to write in the capital P, parentheses, 1 plus R, divide that by our N value, close those parentheses, and the exponent is going to be T times N. I forgot that part right there, times N. So T times N, so N, which is just Tn right there, okay? And again, I'm going to use sliders, so I don't have to keep changing the N values. I could just do it from one place instead of manually changing it up there. So the value of P again is going to be the consistent $1,700, 1,700. Our R is 1.72 out of 100. Ignore that we have this part right here, the theta and all that. Ignore that. You don't have to worry about that. The value of N is going to be 18. No, let me move that downwards. T is going to be 18. And the value of N, well, that's going to be, in this first example, is going to be 2. Let me actually move that up because that's the number I'm going to be changing. Oh, I changed this number. Let me go back and change that back to the original value, 1,700. There we go. Okay. So when the value of N is 2, the amount of money that is earned here, let me make this a little bit smaller. Oh, not too small because I want it on the side. Okay. There is $2,313.83. So since these values are going to stay the same here, all of these numbers are going to stay the same again into this formula. The only thing that's going to change now is N, because for part B, we're going to do it quarterly, which means that the value of N is now going to be 4. I'm going to change this value of N to 4. So replacing that with 4 then gives me an answer of $2,315.36. For monthly, I'm going to now use the value of N as the number 12. So I'm going to now replace that with 12. And that's going to now bring my total A to $2,316.38. And then daily, that means that's going to be 365. So replace the value of N with that number, 365, and that's $2,316.87. Notice that all my answers are pretty close to each other. It did jump a little bit from 2,313 now to $2,316, but these are all relatively, again, close. So continuously, you have to get something really, really close as well. Continuously means that the value of n is going to be infinite. And obviously, I can't write the value infinite for the value of n. So I need to use, again, the appropriate formula. So continuous, let me highlight this. Continuous means I need to use this formula. A is equal to P times E to the R T power. So there's not going to be any n value. The P, the T, and the R are going to stay the same. And what's going to change here is going to be the formula. So E, and raise that to the R times T power. So RT, RT. So you see I didn't change any of the other numbers. And that's going to be now $2,316 with 89 cents. Just make this smaller. Okay. So there are your answers for those 5 different compounding intervals. So the formula is the same for examples A through T, but for letter E, because it's continuous, then it has to use this red formula there. And as you saw, if I just change the formula, keep all the values of P, R, and T the same because they're going to change, those don't change, I get the value by just simply changing the formula. I hope this video was helpful and I appreciate you watching.